Welcome to this very special moment for our city, for our community, and for the residents of Webb County. I'm Victor Villarreal, Judge of Webb County Court at Law 2, and a member of the City of Laredo Library Advisory Committee, and I'm delighted to serve as your Master of Ceremonies this morning. On behalf of the City of Laredo, Mayor Victor Trevino, Mayor Pro Temp Gilbert Gonzalez, and Council members Richie Rangel and Ruben Gutierrez, welcome to this dedication ceremony and ribbon cutting for the new City of Laredo Legal Kiosk. It's wonderful to see so many elected officials and honored guests join us this morning. As your name is called, please stand, wave to be recognized. City of Laredo Mayor Pro Tem Gilbert Gonzalez. Council Member Ricardo Richie Rangel. Laredo Municipal Court Associate Judge Nathan Chu. Representing Congressman Henry Cuellar Andres Velasquez. Dean of the Texas Senate, the Honorable Judith Zaffirini. Texas District Court Judges Antonia Tony Arteaga. Gloria Lopez. Webb County District Clerk Esther Degollado. Representing Commissioner Rosaura Wawi Tejerina Alex Cruz. Justice of the Peace, the Honorable Danny Dominguez. President of the State Bar of Texas, Santos Vargas. Texas Young Lawyers Association President, Allison Martinez. And Webb and Zapata County Bar Association President, Carlos Guerra. We also want to recognize the City of Laredo Library Advisory Committee members present, Sandra Cavazos Ayala, Angelica Salinas, Mario Lopez. Has any member walked in that we didn't catch? All right. Co-manager of the TexasLawHelp.org, Devonda Arrington. City of Laredo Public Health Director, Dr. Richard Chamberlain. And Laredo Public Library Director, Ms. Danielle Burns. Thank you all so much for joining us on this very important occasion. For the last 3 years, the City of Laredo Library Advisory Committee has been working diligently to bring this legal kiosk to Laredo. The motivation was simple: to make justice accessible to every person. Today, that's a reality for the people of Laredo and the residents of Webb County. This kiosk is available to everyone, and the doors of justice can be open to all. Many have asked, what is this legal kiosk? This kiosk is going to provide live support both by chat and by phone. People with court cases, they can come here if they don't have access to internet or broadband to attend their court hearings virtually. The kiosks all around the state, including this one, offer access to free, reliable legal information. Folks can come in, they can complete and submit their forms online, they can scan and print documents, they can receive legal guidance for common civil legal matters, all in a trusted place and accessible to everyone who cannot afford legal services. This will be the first legal kiosk in Webb County, and it's going to be a game changer for the families of Webb County. This kiosk is going to make first-time legal help accessible and understandable in a familiar place, our hometown and local library. As a judge, I often see many folks, many persons that need access to justice, that need legal services, but that they can't afford it. And they need access to the courthouse because they have transportation challenges. Unfortunately, for many of these litigants, they have a lack of access and information, but not a lack of motivation or necessity. This kiosk is going to empower the disadvantaged through knowledge and support, and this legal kiosk is a critical step forward to ensuring that our justice system is more accessible, more equitable, and more responsive to the people that it serves. This project is possible because of the strong leadership and the commitment of our Laredo City Council members. We recognize District 2 Council Member Ricardo Richie Rangel, District 5 Council Member Ruben Gutierrez, District 1 Council Member Gilbert Gonzalez. Thank you for believing in this vision and helping make access to justice a reality for the people of Laredo and Webb County. At this time, we welcome the Honorable Council Member Ricardo Richie Rangel.
Good morning. Good morning. So happy to see this come to fruition. Right now, I just had a great conversation with Dr. Chamberlain and Miss Amber. I got to give credit what's credit is due. She was like, council member, this project, I saw it in a while. I couldn't, do it because of what, I represent the city. But when Judge Villarreal brought this project to us, it was between me and Ruben, me and Gutierrez. He was like, "Hey, well, we're gonna have two, but we only have budget for one, so you flip a coin." And I was like, "No, Ruben, I'm not gonna, I already did this. I'm not gonna go through this." So Ruben's like, "Yes, I'll allow you to take it over, Richie. Like, I'll support you, whatever you need. I know your district. It's in a lot of, it's a great area for people that need these services." So I was like, okay, but let's be fair. Let's let them decide, and it's a who has the demographic that needs it the most. So they went back. That's why it took a while. 3 years. It took a while. So for them to just find out, which demographic, which areas of City of Laredo needed the most. So South Laredo is the one that needed it the most at this time. I'm very grateful for what they're doing for us. Judge, thank you for being a champion and doing all this for us. The community needed it. The community has been a great service. There's people that can't afford this. I went through legal problems as well, but not in a bad way, but in a good way. But I'm still, it's costly, it's pricey, it's very pricey. Getting this opportunity, for people as lawyers to give their time, their patience, time from their families, dedicating that time to give service to the community. I thank you. I know you go through a lot of reading, a lot of headaches, a lot of lightless nights without sleeping because you want to help. Your heart is there. So to everyone that's here, thank you so much for being part of this. Judge, thank you for being a great champion on this. Thank you for supporting the community in South Laredo, and not only Laredo, the Webb County and City of Laredo. So Judge, this is all you. I just part of us, just the City of Laredo, we just helped out. It was a vision that many have had. You brought it to us, but as you deserve all this, and many more you know, tributes to you. So thank you so much, Judge, and thank you so much.
Many thanks, Councilmember Rangel, for believing in this project and for your leadership in helping to make access to justice for your constituents and all Laredo residents a reality. At this time, we want to recognize and welcome and extend a very warm welcome to Council Member and Mayor Pro Tem, the Honorable Gilbert Gonzalez, who has welcomed this kiosk into his district. Councilman.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I welcome you to Laredo, especially to this area, or as your council member Rangel and JP, Judge Justice of the Peace Dominguez would call it, the pride of South Laredo. I know the jewel of South Laredo is further south, right? But anyways, we just, Dean, thank you for being here. I see these elected officials, familiar faces, and we're here in this cold morning because we care. This brings so much. Like it was said yesterday, attorneys litigate in courts every day uh, with lengthy dockets and stuff. But at the end of the day, coming together and to creating and implementing programs such these to low-income families and indigent is just so great for our community. We thank you so much, Judge. Thank you so much for being an advocate for this. And I know people from the Mines Road area, from North Laredo, are going to walk in this library and utilize these services. But that just will tell us how important the need is. And I'm sure our JP is excited. That's why he's here. He's been in office for almost 10 years or something like that. So he knows how important this is to our community. I have one question for the public judges. Will this be in the future, or is it now bilingual? So wow, it's bilingual. So amazing, amazing. Again, thank you all so much, and welcome to to Laredo. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gonzalez, for your support in providing access to justice. And now we would like to recognize Laredo Public Library Director Danelle Burns.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I really want to thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the library, the city, the county. This project is the culmination of public forces when they come together and they do good. This is helping Laredo address a lot of barriers, as we discussed: language, transportation, legal representation, access to information. I remember starting out as a young librarian using texaslawhelp.org. It's actually my favorite legal reference. So this is my librarian coming out. But this is a wonderful resource, and to actually have something where there is a live human on the other side in English and Spanish, as we know in Laredo, this is very, very important to have language representation. This is just a wonderful resource, and we're really proud. Thank you for supporting the city, the library, the county, and the community. Thank you.
Many thanks, Director Burns. The Texas Legal Services Center is a nonprofit organization that provides legal advice, advocacy, representation, and education to the underserved people across the state. With more than a dozen practice areas, their work touches every legal civil aspect that impacts low-income Texans. And now their work definitively and directly impacts the people of our beloved Laredo and Webb County. Please welcome Devlin Arrington, the co-manager of TexasLawHelp.org Legal Kiosk Program, who created the court kiosk to expand access to justice for Texans.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really pleased to be here this morning to celebrate the opening of this kiosk in Laredo. Once again, my name is Devondalyn Arrington. I'm the co-manager of the Legal Kiosk Program for Texas Legal Services Center. At TLSC, we believe that all Texans should have the ability to access justice. That access to justice should not be dependent on their income. It should not be dependent on what your zip code is. It should not be dependent on whether you have a computer or whether you have access to the internet. And that's what these legal kiosks are designed to address. The Legal Kiosk Program began during the pandemic as a way of providing people with access to, people who did not have access to computers, with the ability to attend virtual court hearings. As virtual court hearings declined, the program continued to expand with the support of the Texas Access to Justice Foundation. And now these kiosks serve as comprehensive legal resources within the community. The We have about 44 kiosks stationed around the state. They're we have them stationed in community places such as the library because access to justice should meet people where they are. And these kiosks are portals and access to justice. With over 15% of Webb County homes not having access to internet or broadband services, people are able to come to the McKendrick Ochoa Salinas Public Library and receive critical resources that they might not otherwise have access to. At the kiosk, residents are able to join online meetings. They're able to attend virtual hearings. They can receive important vetted legal information through texaslawhelp.org. They're also able to meet with attorneys during certain times face to face. And all of this they're able to do at no cost. I'm very pleased to be here and to share in the support and the excitement with all of the key players of this. Judge Villarreal, Council Mayor Pro Tem Gonzalez, Councilman Rangel, Dean Senator Zaffarini, President Vargas, and all others, the Library Advisory Committee. I'm just really pleased that we were able to work with you all to bring this service to the residents of Laredo. And we're really pleased to be able to provide this support to you all at this time. And we thank you for that opportunity, really. Thank you.
And we in turn are so very grateful. Thank you. We want to recognize another honored guest that joins us this morning. Please welcome Associate Judge for the County Courts at Law, Leticia Martinez. The Texas Access to Justice Commission develops and implements initiatives to expand access to and enhance the quality of justice in civil legal matters for low-income Texans. It collaborates with the Access to Justice Foundation, which appropriates the funds to the two entities to raise primarily through their annual gala. Access to justice has been a family affair for the Zaffarinis, as evidenced by our senator who serves on the commission and has served for 10 years, and her son, Carlos Zaffarini Jr., has served on the foundation for 8 years. Please welcome a champion for access to justice, Dean of the Texas Senate, Dean Senator Judith Zaffarini.
Thank you so much, Judge Villarreal, and thank you to all for being here on this very important day. It's wonderful to hear the different perspectives of how important access to justice is, because truly it has to be a collaboration among the city officials, county officials, state officials, and even federal officials with the lawyers and the judges. And we who believe in access to justice believe in access to justice for all. And that includes low-income litigants, it includes persons with disabilities, and it especially includes veterans. I have been delighted to serve on the Texas Access to Justice Commission for 10 years, thanks to an appointment by the Lieutenant Governor. And imagine how pleased I was when the Chief Justice, Nathan Heck at the time, appointed my son to the Texas Access to Justice Foundation. So it is a mother and son partnership. And through the foundation, money is raised for access to justice. 2 years ago, actually now 3 years ago, in 2023, we worked mightily to secure $4.5 million for these kiosks. We knew how important they were. We knew that they had to be located in low-income areas, areas that were accessible and user-friendly for persons with low incomes, persons with disabilities, and veterans, of course. And we tried so hard, we failed. We could not get the funds. First, they were reduced from 4.5 to 4 to 2 to 1.5. We made it all the way to the conference committee report, and then someone struck them. And we were so upset about it because we had worked so hard for 2 years on this very plan for virtual center kiosks. And we just could not get the funds. So who came through? The Texas Access to Justice Foundation. And it was the Texas Access to Justice Foundation that appropriated $1 million for this very project through the Texas Legal Services Center, represented here by Ms. Arrington. And thank you, Ms. Arrington, and to the center. Please, let's give her another round of applause. And imagine how thrilled I was when I met Santos Vargas, the new president of the state bar. Well, not new anymore. You've been in office six months now? 6 months in. Pardon? 6 months. 6 months, so he's not new anymore, and he has 6 months to go. But the fact that he is making access to justice his priority project, he could have chosen any project, but this is what he chose. And you will hear from him the statistics about the need for access to justice projects throughout the state. So I'm here to celebrate with you and to say thank you to everyone who cares about access to justice. And I'm delighted today to bring the state flag that flew over the state capitol on Martin Luther King Day and to present it for the kiosk. And I'd like to ask the council members and the library officials and the judge and Ms. Arrington to please come forward to have a picture taken with the flag. And the judges, and Mr. Vargas too. Shall we get in front of the lectern? Pointed out there's a place for it on the wall behind the kiosk. Yes, there is. Everybody here?
Start pledging it over here before her break.
Many thanks, Dean Senator Zaffarini, for your leadership in the Senate and also on the Texas Access to Justice Commission to strengthen justice and access to Texas courts. Of course, none of this would be possible without the assistance of lawyers. The State Bar of Texas regulates the legal profession and improves the quality of legal services in Texas. Plus, the bar recognizes the importance of providing access to justice for all. In fact, as we've heard, Santos Vargas has made it his priority to bring to the forefront legal access to services for low-income Texans during his tenure as president of the state bar. Little known fact, although he holds statewide office elected by Texas lawyers, President Vargas was in Laredo 2 weeks ago for the Texas Young Lawyers Association quarterly meeting. President Allison Martinez invited 65 legal leaders to be present in Laredo. So President Vargas was here for that 2 weeks ago. He was in town last night for a gathering of family law judges and lawyers. He's here today for the unveiling of the legal kiosk. He's here later today for the family law CLE, and he will be in Laredo next week for the end of court meeting for judges and lawyers. Without a doubt, he is the state bar president that has visited Laredo the most. Perhaps, council members, perhaps he should be named an honorary Laredoan. Please welcome President Santos Vargas.
Thank you, really appreciate it. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much. It's truly an honor to be here with you all on such a special and momentous occasion. Before I get started, I do want to take just a moment or two to recognize when we're talking about access to justice, the tremendous work that the Texas Young Lawyers Association does on that front every single day, year after year. In fact, we have a hometown local, Allison Martinez from Laredo, Texas, who is our Texas Young Lawyers Association president this year. And that organization does so much to help folks get access to justice every year. So let's give TYLA and Allison Martinez a huge round of applause. You know, we're talking about access to justice, and access to justice is really a big deal for our fellow Texans, and I'll tell you why. And Senator Zaffarini made reference to the stats a little while ago, and the stats are actually pretty startling. When you start looking at some of the statistics, more than 90% of civil legal needs for low-income Texans continually go unmet. There are more than 5 million of our fellow Texas citizens that qualify for civil legal aid, but there are problems with that. Just because they qualify doesn't mean that they get it, and I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. In Texas, we rank 46th in the entire country for funding civil legal aid. Year after year, especially in these times, funding cuts are going into place for our legal aid providers. And I will tell you, they are underfunded and they are overworked. And I'll tell you some of the stark choices that legal aid providers, including some of the folks in this room that work in legal aid, are faced with. Legal aid lawyers are faced with very stark choices. What are they faced with? I'll tell you what I mean by that. They're having to make decisions every day like this. Which woman is most likely to get beat up by her husband or her boyfriend that evening because there aren't enough legal aid lawyers and there's not enough funding to help all of them? Which veteran is most likely to get evicted from their home because there aren't enough legal aid lawyers to help all of the veterans that are coming to them for help? Which child with special needs is most likely to get funding cut from Medicare or Medicaid mistakenly because there aren't enough legal aid lawyers to help all of them? Those are the types of stark choices that legal aid lawyers are facing on a daily basis. So to have the ability for members of the Webb County and Laredo communities to come to a safe place like this to be able to get access to justice is truly, truly remarkable. And the group, all of the folks that made this a reality for the members of Webb County are true leaders, and this is what true leadership looks like. So I'm here not just to thank you, but to applaud everyone that was involved in this project to make this a reality for Webb County. Congratulations to everyone that was involved, and thank you all for your leadership.
Many thanks to President Vargas again for his multiple visits to Laredo. We're very appreciative of your leadership and service. At this time, we want to welcome everyone to take a tour of the kiosk, and we also want to particularly invite the... Yes. After the ribbon cutting, we definitely want to invite the members of the City of Laredo Library Advisory Committee to be photographed, that committee in particular. So at this time, this concludes this portion, and we will now move on to the formal ribbon cutting.
Five,